In July 1518 in Strasbourg, a woman named Frau Trophia began dancing frantically in the middle of the street, without music, without control, and without any apparent reason. She danced for 6 straight days. Her feet bled, her lungs burned, her body trembled from exhaustion. But she couldn't stop. By the 7th day, 34 people had joined her in this deadly dance, as if some invisible force had taken over their bodies. 1 month later, over 400 men, women, and children were dancing relentlessly under the scorching sun, screaming, convulsing, and dying from heart attacks, dehydration, and sheer exhaustion. What was happening? The authorities, convinced it was a divine punishment, did the unthinkable. Instead of stopping them, they built a stage and hired musicians. Did it work? No. The dance lasted 2 months, and at least 100 people died. But here's the real mystery. What caused this phenomenon? Some theories suggest ergot poisoning, a hallucinogenic fungus found in rye that can cause seizures and delirium. But there's a problem. Ergot was common all over Europe. If this was just poisoning, why was only Strasbourg affected? Others point to mass hysteria triggered by extreme stress, since the city was suffering from famine, wars, and disease. But there are details that defy all logic. How could some dancers survive for 30 days without eating or sleeping, something that defies human physiological limits? In 1636, the physician Johann Weyer wrote that victims saw demons forcing them to dance, a disturbing claim that resurfaced in 2018 when parish records revealed that 68% of those affected were young women between 14 and 25 years old. Coincidence? This is exactly the same pattern seen in the Salem witch trials. But the most unsettling fact is that this was not the only dancing plague in history. In 1374, another identical outbreak occurred along the Rhine, affecting thousands. How is it possible that the same phenomenon happened in different centuries with no apparent connection? In 2020, psychologist Dr. John Waller proposed that the plague was a collective traumatic response to decades of suffering. Between 1515 and 1517, Strasbourg faced failed harvests, disease, and a belief that Saint Vitus cursed those who refused to dance in his honor. But this doesn't explain the outbreak in 1374 or other similar cases in medieval Europe. Was it a mental disorder, a disease, or something darker? The mystery remains. And the most chilling discovery came in 2011. Archaeologists excavating beneath Place Kleber, the epicenter of the plague, found a mass grave containing skeletons with stress fractures in their feet. But there was something else. Some of the tibias had hand-carved inscriptions, with a single terrifying phrase: "We danced because the world burns." Warning or prophecy. What really happened in 1518? And most importantly, could it happen again? If you're fascinated by unexplained mysteries, forgotten conspiracies, and stories lost to time, subscribe to the Clock of Secrets. The world hides secrets, and we reveal them.